Okay, I know I am live, surprisingly. Even though I was supposed to go live yesterday, things happen, schedule happened. But yeah, let's talk about Jupiter, which was pretty much inspired after, meeting my teacher and guru this past week, Shri N. Um, and I apologize to all the people who were there. Um, I didn't get to spend time with you guys because I had to leave the same day. Do you guys know this is how divine blessings of Jupiter works or Guru Jupiter, right? I was not supposed to go see him. I had to actually cancel my hotel on Tuesday because I had to be somewhere else. I had taken paid for the retreat, everything, and I wasn't gonna go and I was sad the day before, the night before. I'm like, God, if you really want me to see him, if I can just go touch his feet, I will. That's all I need. If I can just do that. The next day I receive a text that I no longer have to go to the place where I'm supposed to. And then of course the hotels were booked because I let go of mine. So I just went and saw him, in Graham. Came up to me, I touched his feet, he even touched my gold chains. He was like looking at them. But this is how it works. When Guru wants you to see and meet him, nothing can stop it. Things change, plans change, and you meet the Guru. And that's when I was driving there. I was just thinking about Jupiter. Because I'm like, yeah, okay, this happened. It's like one of those stories from Autobiography of a Yogi when students wanted to see their guru, something happened and they saw their guru. Okay. And so this happened to me. So I was thinking, and not only that, because knowing my brain constantly thinking about astrology, I was just trying to relate to it. And then it just clicked. And of course, at the same time, all these divine sources are coming to me. I guess you can say it's Kriya. I guess you can say it's me doing planetary mantras, thousands and thousands of them. But I mean, my divine source has truly been like this. These books have been just amazing. If you know how to decipher them, like, these, I mean, it's a treasure of information. So, see, Jupiter is a divine blessing, right? Jupiter's divine blessing only because of the blessings of Jupiter, and as at the same time Shukra too, Venus, that you get to learn and attain anything. Okay, and especially if you read certain Nadi texts, Jupiter is actually given an importance of Lagna. Okay. Oh, and then by the way, yes, happy Diwali. Happy Diwali. My God, my brain is like completely out. It's 10 a.m. here. I just finished my coffee. So yes, happy Diwali. I'm gonna be going to the temple today with my family. I put up the lights yesterday too at night because I've been just so busy. But yes, happy Diwali to all of you. And this is why Jupiter's coming in, and I'm gonna make sure that your life from here on out actually brings you blessings. Actually, I'm gonna do that because on my academy, I will be bringing a small Vastu lesson to just improve your life. Improve your life. And of course, today I'm going to be putting Gemini Ascendant, Secrets of Gemini Ascendant, how to like make predictions without looking at planets on KRS vlogs. So, you can see the link in the description for that. Uh, Now, the thing is, where was I talking? See, Jupiter is a blessing. But in Nadi, they also look at Jupiter as the ascendant. Why? Because especially if you look at Nadi text, this is where you understand that Rahu is a Bhogakarka, the one that gives you bhog, keeps you trapped in the Maya. Mars is a Dhiyakarka, is a significator of the body. And I used to see and test that, if Mars is a significator of the body, why aren't we looking at Mars as the Lagna? Okay. But see, Mars is simply the body. Okay. Mars is simply the body. What is a body without life? What is a body without soul? Right? So obviously, this is why in in certain Nadi astrology, they give great importance to sun and the planets from the sun. But the most important is Jupiter. Why? Because Jupiter is Jiva Karka. It gives the life, the spark of life within the body that keeps the body going. So they will, using Jupiter, like you will see in some of these books and texts, um, they don't even need to use the ascendant. They don't need to, they just look at Jupiter as the ascendant. Like, for example, the person said here, Dipavati Roy, Jupiter is in Lagna in Virgo. So here, Jupiter in Virgo, in the Lagna especially, will be focusing their entire life on dealing with administrative things. One will especially be focused on um, dealing with everything in their life that has to do with picking flaws, looking at flaws in life. But see, Jupiter is a significator of so many houses. Then it also rules the 9th and 12th house. And I've said this in my previous video. I think I made it 2020, 2021, where I talked about why Jupiter is important, you know. But see, one thing you will see, and you can use this by transit. You can use this by transit to see. This is why it's so important to, when some event happen in your life, look at the prashna. You will see the planetary alignment giving the yoga of that particular event to happen. Okay. But one thing I've realized that yes, there are 7,000 yogas. There are 500 yogas, and nobody can remember them. Few people can remember them. So this is why astrology, for especially someone like me, becomes an art. Like for me, I've learned to go away from the yogas and take on other things to understand astrology. But the thing is, if you look at Jupiter's transit, Jupiter, wherever Jupiter is placed, whichever sign Jupiter is placed in your chart, this is where the Jupiter is going to concentrate its blessings from. Okay. That's where Jupiter is going to concentrate its blessings from. So for example, let's say Jupiter is in Pisces. Currently, Jupiter is in Pisces. And Pisces is the original 12th house. Foreign lands. Okay. And then again, when I was driving, I was looking at all the previous years and everything. So Pisces is the 12th house of foreign lands, foreign places, monasteries, ashrams. Okay. Jupiter is controlling the sign of Pisces. So in this entire 1 year, literally for the entire world, most of the blessings that Jupiter will bring is actually going through through a guru from a faraway place near water or in an ashram. This is where Jupiter will try to give blessings from. And so what happened twice this year, I traveled, went over a body of water, huge body of water. There's this huge lake. And I went into a ashram in Graham, Texas, to seek the divine blessings. For example, last year, okay, Jupiter was in Aquarius sign. Aquarius is a sign controlled by Rahu and Saturn. Aquarius is the sign of public relations. Aquarius is a sign of large organizations, marketplaces. And you saw last year how Jupiter was giving so much easy money coming from organizations, marketplaces, stock market. Everybody was making money in the stock market last year. And now suddenly Jupiter went into the 12th house, which is loss, but also spirituality. It would give a lot of material desire in Aquarius. One can gain through protesting. Now, next year, Jupiter going to be in the sign of Aries. Okay, Jupiter is going to be in the sign of Aries. controlled by Mars. And Aries is the first sign, which also represents your energy. So, one thing you will see with Jupiter in Aries, whether it's in your birth chart or whether it's in transit, it makes a person self-made individual, self-made person. But also, Aries represents police because it's controlled by Mars. Police, soldiers, friends, brothers. You will see help and blessings would come through during this time as well. But Aries is also a barren sign. Like Aries, Gemini, Leo, Virgo becomes like barren signs. And Aries is also going to have Rahu there. Right? So Jiva is coming in a barren sign. What is it that you're now hearing about 2023? There's going to be shortage of crops. I heard that India is going to be the only country that is going to be able to provide for the world. Okay, famines, because again, barren sign. You have to know not just what Aries represents, what it controls. You got to look at its not just Karkavastha. There's a specific Vedic word that I forgot, but you got to know the signs which are barren, which are not barren. So now it's coming in there. Saturn's third aspect is there. Okay. So this is why now the Jiva is going to be in a barren place. Now, the other thing that you will see is because if, let's say, we look at Jupiter as the significator of us, okay? Jupiter's us. So if you make Jupiter the ascendant and you read the chart from there, I've actually said this even in my academy on the Vedic Astrology Simplified course. I've given two ways to look at charts besides Sun, Moon, and Ascendant, is to make Jupiter the ascendant, the Jiva, and also look at if the planets are more between the axis of Cancer and Capricorn, or Leo and Aquarius, and you make then one of those lagnas the ascendant. These are some of the tricks they use in, I think, in Tamil astrology. But the thing is, with Jupiter, you want to see what is Jupiter surrounded by. Always look in your chart, what is Jupiter surrounded by? Because Jupiter is going to be getting assistance from those particular places and planets. And the sign that Jupiter is placed in, it'll get assistance and help from those places. Now, there is a particular theme. And this is why, it's so important to test these things, because I see them working, I don't see them working. Okay. Like, for example, somebody said Jupiter is in Capricorn. Your help is either going to come through your bosses, somebody who might be in government, somebody who is actually even a person who comes and cleans your home will actually also bring some help or suggestion in your life, because it's ruled by Saturn. So Saturnian person will become that help. But the thing is, like, there are things like, for example, if any planet is 4th, 6th, 8th, and 10th from Jupiter, one cannot get support from those planets. For example, if Moon is 10th from Jupiter, then the support may not come from the mother. Support may not come from motherly people or people within the home. Or if, let's say, Jupiter has Mars in the 6th, then no help from the brother comes in. Trouble through brother happens. However, it's sometimes you'll see these things working, sometimes you won't see that working. But one thing that you definitely understand when you pretty much understand some of these nadi texts, is that especially any planet which is trine from Jupiter will be very strongly affecting Jupiter. So any planet becomes trine from Jupiter will affect Jupiter. For example, I'll give you a very quick trick. Like, say, for example, you are trying to assess somebody's education. Okay. What is a natural steps to look at education? Fifth house, fifth lord. Okay. Planets in the fifth house, Mercury, fifth from Mercury. Then you look at the Navamsha, fifth house in Navamsha. You look at the dasha to see what exactly currently the person would be interested in. And this is something I've seen it work. Just look at what planets are surrounding Mercury, which planets are trine from Mercury. Those are the things that Mercury is going to be affected by. So if, let's say, Mercury is surrounded with Rahu, Mars, a person is going to be focused on engineering, technical education, because Mercury especially becomes a significator of education. If, let's say, Sun and Saturn are second to Mercury, then a person may work in the government or take on education related to, especially if Mars is trine from Mercury, then civil engineering. One may attain education in mechanical. If Moon is around Moon, Venus, okay, Moon, Venus, and Sun is surrounding Mercury, one will probably go for medical education. And if Mars is trine from Mercury, one may attain a surgical education. Okay. But so Jupiter, so when it comes to Jupiter, Jupiter becomes how you live, how you get your blessings, and what is going to be influencing you. So, for example, if Jupiter is connected with Mars and Saturn and Rahu, so you will see in this person, first of all, because Saturn naturally represents the significance of career. Okay. You will see that this person, first of all, career will be connected with foreign lands. One will move to foreign lands because Jupiter, the Jiva Karka, is with Rahu. One will get foreign divine blessings in foreign places, not in one's homeland. So if, let's say, a person is struggling with Rahu, Jupiter in their own homeland, you have to seek and go to places far away that are signified by certain zodiac signs within the chart. Mars is there, a person will always seek, if, let's say, Mars, Jupiter, or yeah, Jupiter, Mars are conjunct, one will always seek somehow get involvement of their brother. If they have a brother, they'll get involvement of their brother in their life, somehow in their work, especially if Saturn is there, because Saturn is career. But the thing is, then also, if such planets are 12th from Jupiter, right? Let's say if your Jupiter is there and Jupiter is having Saturn or Mars 12th from Jupiter, then one will not get such a help from brothers. Can anybody confirm this? If you have Mars 12th from Jupiter, but you did not get so much support from your brothers or male friends. Anyone here? Please let me know. And especially if you look, Rahu is something which is big. Rahu is vastly something which is vastly big. Rahu is something that is cannot control its appetite. It keeps on wanting. When it's with, especially, let's say, Jupiter, Sun, Rahu are conjunct. Sun is Jupiter is not only you. Jupiter also represents, all kind of religious and spiritual things. So we see that one will learn something through the father obsessively. Continuous education by the father could come in. Oh, guys, I have somebody at my door. Give me 2 minutes. I have a UPS driver at my door. I'll be back. Sorry, I was waiting for this package for the past 3 days. I had to take it. I just got a EV bike so I can like exercise and make my life easier. So I was excited because you had to sign for it and all that. So where were we? What was I talking about? I lost my train of thought. So yeah, like I was saying, so when planets are 12th from Jupiter, one will get less than half the support. So you want to see if it's working. Okay. So I want to see if especially you have planets, let's say 12th from Mercury. Okay, so if planets are 12th from Mercury, those particular planets will not give so much of benefits when a person learns that particular education. But what I've seen is that any planet surrounding Mercury naturally will give, any planets trine and surrounding Mercury will be the impact of education. So and this is why it has actually made my life much easier. Instead of like looking at all these different parameters, because it becomes confusing. But one thing when you see, because I have thousands of charts saved under certain career and education. When I saw that, I mean, when I'm looking at it, within 5 seconds, you're seeing why this person did this education, including PhD or MBA or just regular education. It will only be by planets that are surrounding Mercury and trine from Mercury. Now, I made a video, right? Just maybe 3 weeks ago, third from Jupiter, because Jupiter is known to be exalted in Aquarius as well as Leo, but also Cancer. There's 3 levels of exaltation. Because remember, Jupiter is the most benefic planet. It is the one that has the highest Sarvashtak Varga points. So according to astrology, it becomes the most benefic. It rules all the best houses and is the significator of the best houses. So that means Jupiter is designed to have more than one exalted placement. Is designed to have more exalted, but perhaps there Also other exalted planets for other planets, or exalted placement for other planets that we may not know. Okay. But see, one thing you should always see, that wherever Jupiter is placed in your chart, somehow your life is going to be connected with your life force is connected with that. For example, somebody has Jupiter in Virgo, in Hasta Nakshatra, they're going to be very closely connected with finance, economics. Okay. Or if, let's say, Rahu is with Jupiter in Hasta, one may become a magician. They'll love playing card games, performing tricks with cards, especially with Jupiter, Mercury, or Rahu is enshrined from Jupiter. Otherwise, one will like to gamble, because Jupiter is a significator of banking, money, second and 11th house. In Hasta, their entire life becomes about how do I gain something from my Jiva. Okay. Like, for example, I have seen when Jupiter is in Bharani, in Aries, and let's say Mercury is with Mars, person loves to go into fields of either law, criminal justice. Okay, and so if you want to assess what a person is in their life, you pay attention to the Jupiter, planets surrounding them, their nakshatra, where their nakshatra lord is placed. So this is why, if these are those snapshot predictions, somebody gives you their chart, let's say they don't even know their time of birth. I'm not sure about my time of birth. So don't worry about rectifying anything. Pay attention to the Jupiter and planets surrounding that. But this is where I want to actually test it on more and more people, because it does work, then it may not work. For example, if Moon is fourth from Jupiter, it's actually a Gach Kesri Yoga. But then, according to certain Nadi text, one may not get any support from the mother. But the thing is, that is also true. Like, mother may love you, you'll have a great relationship, but was not able to help you so much in your life. Was not able to give so much in your life. If especially you see from Jupiter, Sun, and Saturn, I actually looked at it this morning because I was looking at government jobs charts. Sun, Saturn, 10th from Jupiter, because that's the career of the Jiva, which is you, will give government job. Okay. If, let's say, Sun and Saturn are fourth from Jupiter, then it can show somebody in your family definitely was connected with government, but you may not be connected with government. So also, and this is why you have to see, because again, if you look at certain of these Nadi texts, Saturn actually is a karka of career. Something from the past life is coming in this life related to your career, and 10th from it. Okay, but this is where your artistry needs to come into play. Okay, this is one of the reasons why maybe the energy of Jyotish is wanting me to do Jyotish, because I see and teach things from an artistic perspective, not from a logical, because that can be very confusing sometimes. Well, I got to look at 10th from Saturn, I got to look at 10th from Jupiter, I got to look at my dharma and artha, right? Ascendant nakshatra, cusp of the second nakshatra, dharma and artha. But see, when you look at things in an artistic manner, like especially when you connect every planet, then you get a better idea of what a person is doing. But yes, artha is very important. Where artha lord is, that is what's going to actually bring you the money. But it shows that from the jiva, what is it that the person is going to desire to do? What they actually would have done. Like, for example, I'm doing astrology, but I've also worked in mortgage companies, banking institutions, things related to clothing, retail. I've also cleaned toilets for a living between the ages of like 21 and 23. I was a janitor in a elementary school in California because and there was no other job available, but it was playing so good. I'm like, I'll do it. And I was the only one there after 5 p.m. It was a perfect scenario. The whole school was, I was in charge of that, cleaning classes. I've done all that. So 10th from Jupiter is something one has to kind of like deal with and do. They may or may not like it, but it's something that the Jivas is going to have to do. 10th from Saturn is something that your karmas of past life are wanting you to do, that you'll actually enjoy doing. But it is the Artha Lord that actually brings the money, that particular thing. So it becomes this artistic painting. Instead of a mathematical calculation, it becomes this artistic painting. For example, if anybody can tell me because let's say if I'm looking at your chart quickly and I'm using some of these techniques, Venus is 6th from Jupiter or 8th from Jupiter, one will not get support from their spouse. Especially for a male chart, one will not get support from their wife. Can you tell me that? Is it true? Because I'm wanting to test it. Or if Venus is 10th from Jupiter, spouse will not support you in your professional life or career. Does it work? Does it not work? So obviously once the video is done, you can put that in the comments. So for example, okay, true. Okay, so now also let's see, Venus 12th from Jupiter, one will get very little support coming from the spouse. Okay, one will get very little support coming from the spouse. Venus is 4th from Jupiter, spouse will act like your mother. Like how your mother, treated you, spouse will look at you in that particular manner. So, and then, like I said, especially with, for example, if Mercury, Venus are 10th from Jupiter, one may actually take on career related to accounting and banking. But also, depending upon the sign, okay, it may also produce a creative individual, artistic individual. But Jupiter, the Jiva, shows why the Jiva came into the body. Why did it come in? Jupiter in Leo, one has to take on responsibility of the children. And also because Jupiter is in Leo, birth of children will actually bring blessings in one's life. Like, for example, Jupiter in Virgo, somebody said that. If we look at it, if let's say Mercury is not 6th, 8th, or 12th from Jupiter, then you will see your maternal aunts or uncle may actually become a blessing in your life. But of course, if Mercury is in 6th, 8th, or 12th, then maternal aunts or uncle may also have some chronic health issue. Because Mercury is a natural significator of those things. Okay. And I've already said that with the Jupiter in Capricorn, you will get your blessings through Saturnian person. Whether it's a government individual, government servant, it's your bosses, it's your authorities. When you need help with Jupiter in Capricorn, always have somebody come and do the cleaning in your home. Have a housekeeper with Jupiter in Capricorn, because they can keep your career stable. They'll keep your career energized because you have hired Saturn. So what will Saturn do? Saturn activates Capricorn and Aquarius. Jupiter is there, which is divine blessings. So Jupiter is going to be helped when somebody comes and cleans in your home. And this is something, I have a friend in California. She has Capricorn. Okay. And I've told her that, okay, do this and this. And literally, she is now making, I mean, I don't want to say it, but trust me, in Silicon Valley and not being in tech, but being in Silicon Valley, okay, only having a bachelor's degree, she is doing very well. Very well. So you see, you can't say, well, Jupiter's debilitated. What does that mean? This is why I have said before, study a chart one time, maybe two, three times, without knowing that, okay, I don't know anything about debilitation and exaltation. You come from a pool of thought or school of thought where you don't know what exaltation is, debilitation is. Just start reading the chart. Because look, if Jupiter is in Capricorn, you know, a person's going to have to give themselves in service to society, number one, because it is controlled by Saturn. Saturn's going to make you serve and make you do hard work to attain your blessings. So one will have to do hard work. It's not easy with Saturn and Jupiter and Capricorn. One is, one is going to have to be grinded, because Jupiter represents gold. One will have to be grinded in a machine to become gold. But that doesn't mean success does not come in. They just have to serve them, like Jupiter in Virgo and Capricorn. Unless you do something for society, the blessings will not come in. For example, with Jupiter and Virgo and Hasta, I said a person could become a stockbroker, especially if Moon goes into 5th, 8th, or 11th house. But guess what? That particular money either will not make you happy, or you'll just give it away because you'll lose it in a stock market again. But unless you are out there, especially with Jupiter and Virgo, helping people who are sick, donating money to people who are sick, Jupiter and Capricorn help people who are handicapped, hire somebody to come in, clean your home so they get money from you, Jupiter's blessings will rise. Like, for example, Jupiter is in Cancer. Okay. One should, even if it's retrograde, one may not have the best relationship with the mother, but you'll have to serve your mother, but also go clean a temple with Jupiter and a Virgo. Go to a monastery and donate money to them, serve them, and you see that Jupiter starts making your life come alive. Because Cancer is a moksha house. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces are moksha triangle. These are the places where you find people who are living in isolation, especially with Jupiter and Cancer. Um, you go to a place near water. When you get a home near water, when you go to a place near water, or you go to some temple or monastery near water, and you serve that, you donate money to that, Jupiter brings in those blessings. See, the reason why Jupiter is exalted in the sign of Cancer, because mother is your first teacher, right? Mother is the one that, for most people, mother's the one that will teach you how to say your first word, how to walk, how to, just do whatever you have learned as a child. So what happens is Jupiter has to become a mother in order to teach. So Jupiter has to take on the role of the mother to teach you. That's why it is known as the exalted position. But see, if Jupiter is, let's say, retrograde in Cancer, one may be in the habit of changing gurus. One may not realize the value of having a teacher or guru in life. Okay, because again, remember what my retrograde planet video was with Vastu? Think of retrogression as extension in your home. The energy is being wasted. So there will be some of that. Sure, you may get money, you may get everything, but the essence of Jupiter may also be wasted. One may not pay attention to their children so much when they're growing up, even though it's exalted. Now, like I said, So if let's say Sun, Jupiter, Rahu in Gemini sign, right? Person would be involved in technical communication, marketing, and Jupiter will make you do a lot of quick travels in your lifetime, especially when it comes to dealing with your work as well, because Sun is exalted in the 10th house, or not exalted in the 10th house, finds his Digbala in the 10th house. So you have to, again, you see how quickly I have to like think about and arrange these things in my head. And it also shows that father may have gone to foreign lands to work. And especially Jupiter, Gemini represents dual. It's a dual natured sign. That means one's father may have dual career, two career at the same time, or changed careers. Um, and it see if Sun has lower degree compared to Jupiter, so Sun has lower degree compared to Jupiter, then one may not be able to work in a government, may not have gotten so much support, because again now Sun is becoming previous to Jupiter. It's kind of becomes that 12th energy, but again still it's in the same house. And so, and I've already given the example of Jupiter, Rahu, Sun as well. Like one may engage in finding gurus online. Jupiter and see Jupiter, Sun, Rahu. Jupiter, Sun, Rahu, you said in Gemini. One will quickly search for teachers, guru, divine knowledge online, and will have multiple people and multiple teachers that they will follow. Okay. Jupiter and Aquarius will become an activist. Definitely at one point they will become an activist, and it's an exalted highest of exalted position of Jupiter. I mean, this Jupiter, especially if you, let's say, have Sun with Jupiter, Sun in trine from Jupiter, Sun in mutual aspect with Jupiter, this person could be a teacher in the making for themselves. You know, Jupiter and Virgo with Saturn. So remember, Virgo is a natural sixth house of service. Okay, Jupiter is you. That's what we're talking about, the Jiva. And then Saturn also represents your career, your paternal uncle. So one thing we see, first of all, a person is going to be in service, administrative service. If let's say Mercury is with Moon, Moon is with Mercury and Venus, or trine from the Moon, then you would actually could be in health. Okay. Jupiter, Saturn in the sixth in Virgo can also make somebody a auditor, somebody who may audit or judge things at work, finding flaws at work in administrative or behind the scenes like in HR. And there's many other things that I wouldn't say here on YouTube and all that. Mm, okay, so let's see here. Seven, 5. Okay. Oops. Okay, perfect example. So Manoj S, who just did the super chat, said there's no clarity in my life. Okay. A lot of challenges, confusion. Look at the word. Confusion, lack of clarity in all aspects of life. Now look at I'm looking at his chart. I went straight to Jupiter. Okay. Jupiter is with Sun and it becomes combust. It's also with Venus in Capricorn. Okay. There's no planet trine from Jupiter. But guess what? Rahu is 12th from Jupiter. Rahu is 12th from Jupiter. Subconscious. Third and 12th house represents the subconscious. One is being troubled by confusion. One is being troubled by not having clarity, because Jupiter, Rahu is in Sagittarius sign. So Jupiter also being in the 12th house. So first thing we see that one has to go to foreign lands. One has to go to foreign lands to find clarity. And especially in Capricorn. See, one thing we see with this particular chart, obviously, one would have technical education. And one thing I'll tell you, donate money. Actually, just like I was giving a simple example, if you cannot right now, let's say, hire somebody to clean your home, just, you don't have to do it permanently. Get somebody one day on Saturday or Thursday to come and clean your home. And especially with your Jupiter in the east direction of your home, put a musical instrument. East direction of your home, put a musical instrument. And especially right now, 74, 48, 49, 50, 50. So next June, you will see something will improve in your career. Either if you, let's say, don't have a job, you'll get a job. Or if, let's say, you have a job which is not helping you progress, then it will help you progress. Okay. Because I'm also looking at the age that you're at, looking at the houses that you're in. And again, your Mercury has Ketu Saturn trine from itself. But Jupiter, Sun, Venus are 12th from Mercury. So of course shows technical education, technical knowledge, even electrical engineering could have been done. But if you did anything related to MBA, management, economics, that won't help. If, let's say, you did anything in healthcare field, unless you did Ayurveda, that would be different. But if you did anything in, let's say, health, botany, that won't help. So let's see, because I'm using some of these other techniques, so I'm just testing them as well. Okay, and of course, we see breaks in your education, we see breaks in your career happening, and especially these breaks definitely could have happened this year. It could have also happened 1, 2, 3, 7 or 8 years ago. Actually, I can just use my software here. So if we go back in time, actually, we can definitely see 2019 and 2016. Especially 2016 would have been a period of certain breaks in career, because Ketu would then come into your Lagna and look at the Saturn, because Saturn is with Ketu. That's how those things will then activate. And one thing I will say is that you should be in a north facing home, either north or northeast. These are the two face openings. And it shows that especially in northeast, you could have a kitchen. But again, I need to know exactly where the kitchen is though. But anyway, Let's see here. Jupiter in the ninth house in Jeshta, opposite moon. So that means you're a Pisces ascendant. So of course it shows throughout life, especially you said Pluto. I mean, we can't add that. But first, if Pluto is there, again, let's test it. Definitely something sudden would have occurred with the father when you were 9 years old. But it also shows, like, for example, some surgery, some major transformation within father's career would have happened. But it shows since lifelong journey towards dealing with occult mysticism, hidden knowledge. And it shows that one searches for gurus, one searches for teachers who have mystical understanding and knowledge in life. And because moon aspect shows somehow suggestions of the mother, or some women will take you to some teacher in life. So that's what Jupiter shows. And it shows especially the type of teacher that you will encounter will be the eldest and the highest in their field. They'll be, and Jupiter will also show here. I don't know what your age is. Actually, let me look at my one of these notes before I say it, because there's so many things you have to see. Um, so if I go here, where is it? Because I've got certain text. Um, where is it? Because I know you said Jupiter in Jeshta, but I need to. Oh no. Okay, yeah, here we go. Here we go. So obviously shows 24th year father, or you would have dealt with some health issue. 36th year rise in your life and luck will occur because your Jupiter is in Jeshta. And Pisces also shows age of 6, somebody in paternal side of family, father side of family could have passed away. So let me know of that. But see, I have to always look at my notes because I can't remember all these things. Okay. Um, for example, let's say somebody had Jupiter in Libra. Okay. When you, first of all, marriage naturally will bring in, start your life. But any time issue happens, anytime some issue in your life happens, whether it's health, wealth, you know, anything, buy your spouse something. Number one, buy your spouse something, especially related to clothing or jewelry. And especially on a Friday, ask your spouse about the solution to that problem. Let's say you are kind of like nervous that will you get a promotion, or let's say you're thinking if I should be changing my jobs or not. Should I go for this opportunity? On a Friday, ask your spouse that. Like, what do you think I should do? You will see their suggestion will then become a guide in your life. Libra can also be any female that is in your life, even sisters. So if one is single, okay, Jupiter is in Libra, regardless of male or female, that will become the spouse, right? But it also shows it's a mul trikon of Venus. So go to a, let's say, female friend and ask them, because the energy of Venus will be strong and active on Friday. So when you go ask them that suggestion, because again, Jiva is looking for help, they will suggest you and help you in those particular areas of life. So, guys, And then, for example, Jupiter is in Taurus. One will have a big appetite. One will have a tremendous desire to live in luxury. One's life could be connected with banking, or one could be in a business of dealing with sweets. But of course, the Artha Lord will then have to be connected with either Mars or Venus as well, or the fourth house. Um, but it also shows that one will always find help through, again, it's a sign ruled by Venus, but Taurus naturally represents family, banking, wealth. So one will find there are blessings coming from there. Like you will see also with Jupiter in any, especially Taurus, Virgo, and Pisces, such people tend to get easy access to money, easy access to like loaned money, banking. If somebody needs access to like home loan, they're able to access those things. Okay. But like I said, I'm actually halfway done with my Vastu course. I'm going to open that up around November. And also, like I said today, I'm going to be doing Gemini Ascendant on my KRS vlogs at krschannel.thinkific.com. So under KRS vlogs, you will see I've already put the first two videos, especially related to Taurus. So we'll go and do Gemini. And I'm actually going to give you a very quick technique, what to always look for any ascendant. And you will be able to say something without, um, looking at planets. For example, I said in Taurus, when somebody's a Taurus ascendant, fathers-in-law home would be near water. So check that. Fathers-in-law home would be near water, ocean, river. Okay. So anyway, we'll see you guys later. Hope to see you on KRS vlogs. Thank you.